If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Hey friends, what is happening, man? We did it, guys. We have another completed project in the books. This is the Harmony H80T, the best I can tell. This was our $40 dumpster dive jack. You might remember that it came into the shop looking something like this. This may be our biggest challenge we've ever faced. It was at one point a Harmony guitar. And this project is going to be about, can you find a $40 trash can item? I'm pretty sure that this guitar was destined for the trash heap had I not redeemed it for the low price of 40 American dollars. And maybe you're thinking, Ted, I can't believe you spent $40 of your hard-earned money on a piece of junk, man. Well, my friends, I did. Yeah, man, this guitar, truthfully, guys, I didn't know if we could save it or not, man. I really didn't. It had the most corroded frets I'd ever seen on a guitar through the shop. It was jacked up. It had dents and divots and dings in the fingerboard. It had a little spot on the back, a good ding on the back of the neck. It had dents all over it. This guitar has one of the strangest tremolo bridges I've ever seen in a guitar, and the electronics, which really did not function, were the most antiquated things I had seen yet. And truthfully, I may try to restore those down the road. But what I decided to do was put a little bit of money and a lot of TLC into this guitar, man. And I got to tell you, man, it was worth every penny. So what do we do to the guitar? Well, we'll start up here at the headstock. Now again, keep this in mind now. I paid 40 American dollars for this guitar. It was on Marketplace. I drove over to a guy's house, picked it up, gave him 40 bucks, got in the car, came home, and immediately started working on the guitar. If you hang out on the channel, you knew that already. Hey, if it's your first time hanging out with us, welcome, man. Come back anytime and hang out with us some more at Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Well, let's talk about the project of the Harmony, what I believe to be an H80T. The best research that I could do on the interwebs is to identify this guitar as a guitar that was made in Japan. The best guess that I have is somewhere in the ballpark of 1985. There are several reasons that I believe that is true. The first and foremost reason is that there is no truss rod in the headstock of the guitar. The truss rod adjustment, a 3/16 by the way, truss rod adjustment is in the heel of this neck. There were a couple of other things that we've talked about in the project list below. You can watch all of the videos from first impressions to digging into this guitar under the hood. All of the upgrade work that I did is all in the playlist below, so I won't belabor all of those points. Allow me to summarize the project that you see before you today. Let's start up here at the headstock. So this guitar came in, the tuners that were on the guitar were just awful, and almost everything on this guitar was kind of sort of rusty, a lot like the old Squier black and blue model that we had through the shop recently. But I did have some old Squier tuners, and so I recycled those from my little bag of tricks that I have laying around the shop. I did get some Fender roller guides. Those were all in about $7 to $8, somewhere in there. I did retain the plastic nut that came on the guitar because none of my bone nuts were quite wide enough to fit in the slot. And so just in a pinch, I put the old plastic black nut in there, and truthfully, it's cut pretty well, and in the playing experience, I didn't have any trouble with it, nor did I have any trouble keeping the guitar mostly in tune. So that's what we did up here at the headstock. There was some gunk up here that necessitated me taking a razor blade to some of this, and so I did some sanding to that, and I did some fine-tune kind of polishing with some Maguire X kind of polishing. The frets were just awful, man. They were the most corroded. The frets were like peeling is what I mean. If you look at the vid, or if you've been on the journey with me, you already know that. And so we were able to level all of the frets. There were a number of high frets. I did most of that with my rubber mallet hammer. And once we got the frets level, we went at this thing to crown and polish all of the frets. The fingerboard had all kind of divots and dings and dents in it. Had a big hole over here on the 6th fret. And it had a little bit of chip on the back of the neck, and I have corrected all of that. By the way, the neck on this guitar, although it's not pretty on the front, that is a nice piece of wood. It is about, I'm going to say, a medium C or close to a modern C-shaped neck. It plays really well. I enjoy playing this guitar a lot, particularly after all of the fretwork that I did to it and all of the TLC on the fingerboard and the neck. I treated this with some sandpaper slightly just to kind of get any kind of roughness off of it. And I put a little Minwax polishing wax on both the front and the back of the neck. And then I went ahead and did my Howard's feeding wax to get that silky smoothness, Jack. Yeah, man. I put 9s on it. Down here on the body, we had a number of dents and dings to bare wood. You can probably see maybe in the camera that this is a little bit of a different color or a shinier black than the rest of it. I repaired the dents and dings using automotive touch-up paint. And again, there's a vid on that if you want to check that out. I didn't do anything to the sides or the back other than throw the paint on it. On the front, I did have a couple of trouble spots. The main one is right here. And I went ahead and I did sand the front of the guitar in its entirety. Kind of doled it down a little bit. And then I went at it with some Maguire's X and even some Minwax wax paste, and just really buffed all that out as good as I can get it. We had to use the original pickguard. I wanted to swap electronics. Now guys, I paid $40 for the guitar. I didn't feel like I wanted to go out and buy like another Lamb Sam $40 loaded pickguard like I put in the Washburn and the last Squier that we had through the shop. So what I did is I bought an $18 Yotone loaded pickguard. But the pickguard, which was cream by the way to match the color of the pickups and the tone and volume knob, etc., and the knob here on the switch, that pickup did, that pickguard did not fit on this guitar. Now I could kind of finagle it where I could kind of sort of get it on, but it was kind of crooked and I didn't like it. So I resorted to go back to the old 1-ply black pickguard that came with the guitar. I opted to use black pickguard screws that I had laying around the shop. I think that looks pretty good. When I was putting the pickguard in, the old pickguard fit just fine, obviously, but this box switch was longer than the original switch that was in it. So I did have to drill some new screw holes in there. So it doesn't look horrible. I mean, you'd have to be right up on it like this. And hey, don't get that close to my stuff, Jack. But no, man, you'd have to be right up on it to even see it. I doubt you can see it from the 22nd row. But yeah, man, great project for the channel. I really enjoyed it. I do think what I'd like to do, I would like to put something on this fingerboard, maybe some lacquer or something. I did take a razor blade to the fingerboard just because I had to get the glue off of after I filled so many of those holes. And but playing wise, there ain't nothing in my way, man. It really does play well. I left a couple of the dents and dings in the neck I didn't feel this little divot right here because it's not really hindering my play at all. The dent on the bottom of the neck on the 6th fret was kind of catching my finger as I would go up, and that's the only reason I filled it. I like a guitar, man, that looks aged, that doesn't hide its age is what I mean. Give me a guitar with some character, Jack. That's what I'm saying. So from here, man, I've got some tweaking to do. You know, none of my guitar projects are ever really finished. I just stopped making videos. You're welcome. But yeah, in the playing samples, you know, you can hear kind of the pinging of the springs. You can hear just sort of some weirdness, and I just realized that I haven't put all my screws back in the trim cover, but I do have those laying over yonder. That's a technical term, yonder. And as I continue to play the guitar, what I will do, I will go in and add some foam back in the trim cab, just because I don't like to hear all that. Some people like it, man. Some people think that's what a Strat sounds like. You always kind of hear that pingy kind of thing from the springs. I personally don't roll like that. I have decked the bridge completely. That trim will never be used as a trim on this guitar as long as I'm the player of it. So I need to do that. I need to keep an eye out on these frets. Some of you will know that as I found high frets, I took my hammer and hammered them down. But it is possible that some of those will rise up a little bit. And if that happens, then I'm going to be needing to put some CA glue in there and hammering those down and clamping them up and just trying to make sure those frets don't go anywhere long term. As grody as they were, I still have quite a bit of fret left on the neck. I think I've got a few years of playing it before I'd have to replace frets. That is if I keep the guitar around the shop. I did retain the Harmony logo on the headstock. I did not reshape the headstock. I thought about it. But yeah, man, it's not completely restored to the Harmony guitar that it once was, but I think it's better. You know, one of the things we talk about a lot on the channel is just the natural tone of a guitar. You know, you can amplify a guitar, you can throw pedals at it. But you can't change the heart of a guitar. Its natural tone is what I mean. So man, I think the way this guitar feels, I think the way it sounds unplugged, acoustic, I mean, you could feel it kind of vibrating. I mean, it's like, it's a little intense, man. It's not off-putting, but you could like kind of feel the whole thing. It's really, and it's resonant. It's got a nice natural sustain to it. I don't know what kind of body this wood is, or what kind of wood this body is. Something like that. Yeah, man. Anyway, I dig it, Jack. That's what I know. For $40 and $35 in parts, end up with a $75 guitar. Man, you can't beat that, Jack. Come on now, really? Unless you care about a name on a headstock. And if you hang on the channel, you know I don't. I used to when I was a kid. But I put childish things behind, man. You know, man, for me, if a guitar sounds good in your ears, If it feels good in your hands, and when you see it, you think, oh, all right, man, let's hang out a little bit, Jack. That's a great guitar, man. That's what I think. What do you think? Put it in the comments. Let's talk about it. I just know for 75 bucks, man, you can't beat a Strat. That's all I'm saying. This is a regular 25.5 scale length. And so, man, you can go back through the vids and you can see all the kind of minutia of details, measurements, and all the things if you want to do that. But, man, I just really think that if you can get a guitar for $100 or less, man, this was under 50 bucks at $40. Put 35 bucks in it and end up with a guitar that you can sit around the house or play with friends, or, you know, I might take this out to my next Joyful Noise gig, man. I don't know. Shoots, man. It could certainly happen. But yeah, I think the guitar, like I said, man, it plays well. It feels good. It is lighter weight. The wood is kind of ply, you know, kind of layers of different, looks kind of like plywood, I guess. I'm not saying it's plywood. I'm saying that's the way it looks. Very thin layers of wood stacked. Very brittle and frail kind of inside of the guitar, but it is very lightweight. I don't think I've ever weighed it or not, but it is considerably lighter than my Squier Strat, and certainly, yeah, man, well under, I'd say 6 pounds, if anything, soaking wet. And a good part of that will be the tuners. These tuners kind of heavy. It's not necessarily neck bombing on me, but yeah, man. Well, I think, guys, overall, I think we did a good job, man. And I appreciated you guys being on the journey with me, as I always do. That's the journey on the old Harmony H80T, the best I can tell. $40 dumpster dive, which now may be a rock and roll machine. I don't know, you tell me. Let's check out some tones. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. We'll catch you down the road. What'd you think, Dutchie?
Well, Poppy, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I laughed and I cried a little bit. I teared up really.
Come on, man.
No, I'm just serious. Another black Strat, but you know black Strats are classics.
Come on, bro, man. Get out of here.
No, I'm just saying is all.
Crazy dog.